Yeah, coming into it, we talked a little bit on Sunday, but having Harding this week, just how excited are you for that matchup? Talk to me now that you've had a couple days with it to look at Harding.
Yeah, excited. Probably not the word I'd use for it, but it gets your attention right away. They're a great ball club that has historically done well, and so it was great for us to refocus. And practice yesterday was a bloodbath. It was like WWF over there on the defensive side. There were bodies all over and flying, and so they've got the mentality of taking the hill this week and know what it is. And then offensively, you're facing another top of the nation defense. So definitely has your attention, and our kids had a great practice yesterday. Again, they're ready to go, and we're gonna have another great one today. But it'll be a good matchup.
Holden, when's the last time you went against a triple?
Man, yeah, high school we played like that Aquinas team. We would play them every year. Okay. So there's a little bit of experience there, but yeah, senior year semifinals. Last time I can remember playing against one, so it's been a minute.
Holden, I guess this is probably a better question for you. Just going up against a triple option, knowing what's coming at you, there's not a whole lot of question with that there. There's got a lot of, we got sticks and stones. We're going to come at you with what we got. What's the philosophy behind that? There's a lot of assurance knowing that that's probably what's going to be called. But also, though, too, they're just really good at doing it. So what's that philosophy going in like and knowing what they're probably going to bring at you?
Yeah, they are good at what they do, for sure. As a triple option team has to be. But for us, especially in the back end, it's just really doing our job, not trying to do more than we have to do or less than we have to do, but keeping our eyes on our keys, being smart about where we are, where our fits are, and then when the opportunity comes where the ball's at you, making those plays, winning those one-on-ones. But like I said, yeah, not trying to do too much, doing our jobs, especially in the back end. We can't let up those big plays. We got to be able to hold them there. And then if they get to the perimeter, we got to be able to make a stop, make a good tackle. So,
Coach, I feel like everybody looks at a team that runs the ball every time and thinks they're grinding out first downs. They have a 1,000-yard rusher. It averages 14 yards a carry and one that averages 9. So what's the key to or what's got to be the mindset with limiting those explosive plays and making them work for it?
Yeah, you gotta tackle well in space. They're gonna have it's just an offense that you kind of slow down, a little bit. I don't think you ever shut down, but they're going to have chances where they'll break away, and you've got to make a few ankle tackles, and you got to make those big plays not be touchdowns. And last Saturday, there was a couple big plays that were touchdowns that didn't have to be. We're going to minimize those and go because they'll plug it away, but they're going to put the ball on the turf once or twice, and we've got to make sure we get a couple of those and try and just minimize the opportunities we give them to create big plays. And I learned a hard lesson. We played Harding when I was at UCM in 16, and watching them warm up, and I was like, man, they can't complete a pass on air. And I think the guy went like 7 of 9 for 195 yards, just throwing dimes. So the moment you think you got a run stop, they'll leak somebody out, and they know where to put them. So it's definitely a disciplined offense, and you focus on, one guy's got like twice the carries and 1,000 yards, and then like you said, the one guy's got 1,400 yards, number 7, and he's fast, and so they've got it figured out. They've done it a long way, and the good thing for us is we're not bad either. We'll have a good plan to attack it and see where the chips fall.
Flipping to the other side of the ball, we talked a lot about the triple option, but their defense is really good too, averaging 5 points a game this year. They kind of funnel everything into their linebacker there, the Griffin kid. Just take me through what you've seen from their defense.
Yeah, they kind of remind me of our defense a little bit, where they don't do a lot of different things. They're just really good at a handful of things, get their guys in great spots. They don't get out of position a lot. They invest in the defensive line. That's my opinion, the strength of their team right now. Obviously, 24 is a really good backer. He gets a lot of the accolades, and you see him, you look at, 5'10", $185, and you're like, well, how good can that guy be? And then, you see him fly around, makes a ton of tackles, and their other inside backer, 0, is 240. So they're physical, with that. So they're solid. They do a good job. I just think we'll have to win the line of scrimmage, and maximize our possessions, because if we get, 11, 12 possessions a game, we're going to get 6 or 7. with that. And so, you want to be efficient in what you do, but make sure our kids are confident in how we're attacking and where to go. So that's kind of been the focus this week. Is I think where they're going to be isn't going to be a big surprise, but the way they play and how they do things will be. You got to catch up to that speed right away. And that's and a good thing about you just play Pitt State, and Pitt State's a very fast flowing defense. And so my hope is that doesn't catch us by surprise.
All conference stuff came out today. 23 all MIAA players. I won't ask you about being coach of the year, but Holden, what is it like to have him as coach of the year? He can probably deflect and say it's a staff award and things like that.
Thanks for avoiding that.
It's awesome. Coach Matt coming in first year, but right off the bat, just the juice, the energy. Bringing us along. We had a lot of guys a lot of senior guys who decided to stick it out and come back, really unsure of the future or what this team would bring. But Coach Matt, definitely brought energy and brought a philosophy and a mindset that the guys really clung to fast. He brought a competitive spirit, which just allowed us to work all the more hard. We knew how bad he wanted to win. We saw how much energy, how much effort, how much time he was investing into us, and we wanted to match that. It's been great to have Coach Mack alongside us. As a back end guy.
Most of the time, right? Sometimes.
Most of the time, yeah. I was gonna say as a back end guy chirping at us a little bit, but we need it. We need that.
It. That's right.
Yeah, we need it. It's good. It's been awesome. It's been a fun year for sure. Seeing some of these senior guys too. Who I've seen put in a lot of hard work. It's cool to see them up here. So,
Coach, to see the balance of 23 guys get it though, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's new. So we had 23 guys make all conference.
22 dominated twice.
Twice, yeah.
But 23 all MIAA.
You think somebody that small couldn't make it twice? Somebody, spread them out. But wow, that's what it is, and it's awesome to see. And I hope kids, Ziggy's, an all conference safety or an honorable mention safety. If there's 6 better safeties in the conference, then I'm Elvis. But so I think not everybody. You got to spread it around and it's got to go. But you got great players and it makes a great team. And when nobody cares who gets the credit, a lot more people get an honor. And I think you see a guy like that are honorable, Quincy Torrey. Zylan Sadler, these honorable mention guys, Ziggy, they're pretty good, they're pretty good players, and we play 4 different backs. I think if we gave Quincy 20 carries a game, he'd have quite a few numbers, there, but it's just, we spread the wealth and try and keep guys healthy, and then they play a great game, team game, and you see more people get honors. So I'm really, really ecstatic for them, and really I hope the coaches understand, how important they are to all this, because the position coaches are your most important people on the staff by far. They, pass down everything that you're saying and the words, and then the kids, obviously regurgitate that on the field and play that way and are smart. If you had to know what these guys safeties know, it's incredible. And that's so. The key is it's not what we as coaches know, it's what your players know, and they play the right way. And so, really proud. It is, and I'm really glad for them because they work their tails off. They work really, really, really hard. And when he says, that means there's passion and energy we brought. Well, it was just demanding, and it's early mornings and it's a lot of extra work. And now you're one of 32 teams playing, and it's fun to be here. But it's because of what they did in the off season. So really happy for these guys to get the awards, and now the goal is to make sure we try and work to getting one more big award.